It's Dr. Lori. I'm in Mankato, Minnesota, not far from Minneapolis. It's real bargains on the road. Come thrift with me. So I'm here in Glass and Knickknacks. And I got to say, some nice glass, some nice blown glass. This piece I like. I like this piece in that Murano shape at the bottom. See that nice flare all the way through. Blown glass. You can feel the pontil even underneath the mark. $2.99 is good for this. That piece is the early part of the 1970s. Clear always does well. I like that piece a lot. Definitely you can get $35 out of that. That's nice. Then you got these, which you might think are vases, but they're not because they go all the way through. You can see my fingers all the way through. These, of course, go on lamps. These are lamps, and they're mid-century modern. They're late 60s, early 70s, and what makes them that is this sort of crackle attention in the glass, and also, of course, these are called prunts, or they protrude out. Really popular, but basically these would screw down onto a lamp, and the light fixture would be up through the middle. There's the pair, but you don't have the lamp. So, okay, a lot of people will say that these pieces are the types of things that I would definitely see people looking for online. They're looking for these online. They're trying to match them to something, to the base of this lamp. And this is a pretty standard lamp base size. So a lot of people would do that. You could also put a candle in it. I don't know if you can see the tag. I think the tag says $3.99. Uh-oh, I'm going to get in trouble now. There, I don't know, did you get it there? So these are definitely, if you're a reseller, this is something to take off the shelf here and resell, because there are people looking for that, especially people who are involved in mid-century modern decorative arts, lamps and such. This is a beautiful piece of crystal. It's heavy as heck. It's got a nice shape here, made in Poland. It's got the Polish, of course, mark label on it, but really a nice piece, and it's really heavy. $8.99. I'm not surprised it's $8.99 because it's a heavy piece. It's in good shape. It's not like it's damaged. There was some ruby glass cut to clear back there, but it was damaged. So you know you can't really get those. And then the knickknacks. This is a nice, well, one more piece of glass here, this big tall bud vase. Ah. Got to be really slow with this, right? But this would be a hearth vase, so you put it next to the fireplace, and then you put like pussy willows or forsythia or those big tall plants. Some of those tall plants are ugly, I think, but some of them are nice. So like I like a pussy willows or lilacs or such. So that's what you're looking at here. This is a nice piece for $4.99. That piece is equally about 20 bucks because it's big. So that's nice. Put that back. And then, well, this is contemporary. I like it. It's a contemporary piece, but a nice piece of reticulated or punched out bowl ceramic. And then here's a blast from the past. I remember this on one of my cousin's kitchen tables. Her mother had it. So one of my aunts had this, and that's, of course, the 1970s, early 1980s shell trivet. So, you know, if you're at the seashore, if you're at the beach, you get your shell trivet out. You put your, you know, your clam bake out on that. That's really a nice piece. And how much is that? $4.99. A little high for that, but I like it. So that's kind of cool. And that idea, of course, of having things encased in a composite material is cool. So. That's knickknacks, kind of cool, kind of cool. So we're in the figurines, ceramic figurines aisle. They do group everything pretty nicely here, I have to say. So first things, I'd like to see all these. I know a lot of people don't like the precious moments, but I think that they're pretty nice. So this is nice. I like the schoolgirl very much. I like the schoolgirl. They're in good shape. They're not dirty. I like those. So those are a keeper for me. The stoneware, I always talk to you about. Materials. So the stoneware figures, and you put a little tea light candle there. The three angels, the three graces. That's nice. I like that one. And this is similar, only glazed. Also stoneware. So look for the materials. And then this is a knockoff. You can see that that's a knockoff, a Hummel knockoff. These three I really like. I like these. I like these two. And they have some age to them, you can see here, with, of course, the lace. The lace, of course, is also the ceramic. That's a nice set. That's a nice pair. I like that. And I'm not big on bells, but people do collect bells. And then Capodimonte, Italian, with the applied ornamental rose. This is an ewer, E-W-E-R, right? Not a pitcher, but an ewer with the thin neck. See, the neck is nice and thin. Let me move this out of the way. So yeah, some cool stuff here in terms of it. Let's see about prices. Let's see what the price of this is. Yeah, $3.99. Well, they know this is expensive. Those are expensive for those, but I do like that set. That set for $7, probably worth it. Probably worth it. Let's see what else we've got. Not crazy about anything here. Resin. I always go by resin. Resin is just, you know, not a good material. And then these are knockoffs, trying to look like a Hummel. Those two are both trying to look like a Hummel. Made in Japan. So those are not I'm not crazy about those. And then this one, better. Porcelain, nicely done, Germanic, pretty. I like that. Beyond that, that's what I see. The frame in the back is cute for a kid's room. It's going to depend on how much it is. I want to break something. Let's see where we are here. Yeah, cute for a kid's room if it's cheap enough. Wow, that weighs a ton. Heavy. Heavy junk is what that is. Ring holder, trinket holder with the Eiffel Tower. Anything thematic, anything tourist, travel. The Eiffel Tower, fantastic landmark, you know. Gustav Eiffel. This definitely, how much is this? $2.99 marked from, it was $9.99 originally, but $2.99. That's a nice piece, and I think that $9.99, which was the original amount, you could still get. That's a nice trinket. People are going to like that. Oh, I went to Paris and I remember. That's a nice piece. And that's a no. Made in Japan, but old, not too young. So this is, you know, you didn't want your mother-in-law's china, so it ended up here. Nice little carnation. Carnation's the symbol of fidelity in marriage. There you go. But those are nice. There's not much to it. Yeah, so these are like Royal Crown. Some of them are Imperial. Well-known 1950s names. 1960s names, too. I like the olives. I like those olive serving pieces. They're not worth that much, but they're nice. So I always like the gold rim. I like to look at a gold rim. I think it's a good idea. And these are nice, bright white, you know. But I don't think they're going to be all that valuable. I don't think they're made by a great maker. And no, Pier 1. So, you know, not hurting anybody, but good if you need some extras. $6.99. That's good. That's $1 a dish. I mean, that's very good. $1 a plate. So these are worth more than that, but they're not, you know, like, wow, I just found Royal Doulton or something. So those are good. I like those. Useful. Some more of the same. Yeah, some more of the same. The American made. We got the dishes, too, with the silver rims, which are nice. A lot of these are the ones that you used to go to the bank. I remember as a kid, and you'd go to the bank and you'd put $2 in your little bank savings account, and then they'd give you a cup toward your, you know, 20-year later china set. I remember that as a kid. I don't know if anybody else does. So, yeah, I mean, useful, helpful, an extra set, sure, but this really is looking like, and then there are the things that look like, you know, that looks more like the going into the 1970s, you know, and like this. You know, there's the 1990s for you. Those decorations you can see, that's really what the 90s looked like. That was kind of moving out of preppy, the 1980s, into the 1990s with brighter colors. I remember that well, so, you know. So there's a couple of those over here. So you see this, that everyone would say, oh, it looks like Fiesta wear? Well, first of all, the color's wrong. Second of all, the pattern's wrong. It's the weight of Fiesta wear, but not Fiesta wear. So if you're looking for Fiesta wear, there's very, very old vintage Fiesta wear, and then there's the new stuff. And then there's stuff that they're knocking off to make it look like Fiesta wear. So I would pass on that too. But I have to say, everything's in good shape, you know, so it's not like it's in bad condition. And there are a couple of pieces like, you know, like that's just a nice design, and you could tell that that's the 50s. That really looks like the 1950s. So that's a nice design too. Lo and behold, that's about what we got for China. So, but a lot of pieces. So if you're trying to add to a set, Goodwill's a good place to look. Well, I had to stop at the birdhouses because I collect birdhouses, and I think this one's really beautiful and really well made. You got to get a little brush and brush off all of this, you know, all the dirt, but look at the little pine cone. Then there's another one, it's like a 2-story. Welcome to our neck of the woods. Love this one. That's a great birdhouse. I think that's really great. So, you know, you always ask, what do you collect, Dr. Lori? Well, there you go. I love my birdhouses. And the other thing that I saw here in this pretty little vignette that they made is this teddy bear. And obviously, he's a Gund and he's big. He's a Boyd's, excuse me, and he's big. For $3.99, he's really pretty good. And I remember fishing with my dad. I know a lot of you girls remember fishing with your dad. So my first fish was a rainbow, actually. It was a trout in Connecticut. So this is really cute. For $3.99, probably worth closer to $15. So 5 times, well, you know, 4 times. 4 or 5 times what it's really worth. But that's a Boyd's. That's a really nice one. He's big, he's tall, and you also have the extra element of the fish. So I think that can bring a little bit more than what they're asking here. But I kind of hate to say that because it's such a nice little, you know, look at what a nice design they did. So, okay, enough about me. Let's keep going. So I had to stop with dolls and toys. You know, there's lots of great toys, but a couple of really nice pieces here. The Knowles doll here, still originally in the box. So bisque porcelain head, looks in great condition, $4.99, and she's really quite sweet. And, you know, still in the box, original. So she's definitely going to come with me. Let's see, I'm going to put that back. But I'll come back for that unicorn. She's really nice. Look at her blue eyes and her hair. Her hair looks like it hasn't even been touched. All of Lizzie's documents are still here. I don't want you to miss the other bisque porcelain doll, which is this one. So she doesn't have a shoe. The face is a little ugly, I gotta say. Not that pretty, but well made. Definitely well made. I like the costume as well. I wish we had the other shoe. Let's see if I can find a price tag, maybe. Don't know. Don't see a price tag. I would be remiss if I left this here. You all know her at $1.99. A little bit. Actually, one of my little nieces was her for Halloween. So, and then there's this. I really like this. The Fisher-Price Little People. So the doors open, right? And then this opens, and then the bed comes down, the princess bed, and there's her gown. So I think this is a really nice piece too. I don't know how much it is. I'm gonna have to see how much it is. And then this goes up, folds up. It's kind of like a Murphy bed. I had a Murphy bed when I was in graduate school. Most uncomfortable thing on earth, the Murphy bed. I would never do that again. Oh wow, really cheap, $3.99. So this I would take. That's a great piece. I like all these, but I'm not leaving without Peppa Pig. Look at Peppa Pig. She's really cute. Made by Ty, not in bad shape, you know. I mean, she's just big and cool and clean and no odors. Got to look for all those. How much is Peppa Pig? Peppa Pig doesn't have, oh, there she is. Oh, $5. $5 for Peppa Pig. You're selling this online, you're getting $15 for Peppa Pig. All day, every day. And you might even get even a little bit more. So that's beautiful. She's too cute. Okay, and as you know, I'm leaving it right here for you to find. So there it is. That's a great one. So there's a lot of Peppa Pigs. Here's a Peppa Pig. Here's a Peppa Pig. I think all these Peppa Pigs should be gone. That's no. That's a no. So some lamps, looking at some lamps. So 1960s, obviously, with a new shade, new finial. That's okay. I like this. Not as much. Seems like mid-century modern, but once you touch it, too lightweight. So probably made in the 1990s. And here's the tip off. I always like a wooden lamp base. So 1960s wooden lamp base, 1960s wooden lamp base, and 1960s wooden lamp base. So I like these. I like those. Those are sturdy, those are good, those are nice. Oak, I always tell you about oak, right? These are trying to look like something they're not. I like that lamp. that lamp's the winner. With the matching finial, I don't know if you can see it, but that lamp's the winner with the matching finial right there. That's a Regency style lamp from the middle part of the 20th century. And, you know, that's an $85 lamp, so that's nice. But that's lamps. Okay. Let's keep going. It's always good to have a pair. I'm not crazy about that pair, but, you know, it's always good to have a pair. Hey, I'm in the art section, right? Prints, framed pieces, oil on canvas, and other things. So always look for originals. I always tell you that all the time. What's this? I hope you brought your loop. Oh, baseball. I told you about my love of baseball. Look at that. Oh, that's great. Frame is a little mixed up. A little nicked up here, but I like this a lot. Peter Haynes, relatively well known. So this piece I would say is nice too. Where's the loop? Don't forget the loop. I'm kind of got a lot of things hanging off of me today. Yeah, so commercial print. You can see all the consistent dots, mass produced in large numbers, probably tens of thousands of these out there. So it's all going to depend on the price now. $14.99. Yeah, they priced this well. I have to say they priced this well. I'm going to leave it, but I think it's a nice piece. $14.99, I think it's a little bit high if you're thinking of reselling it. If you're thinking of it just for, of course, your kid's room, daughter or son, because I would have loved this as a kid, definitely that you would pick up. All right, let's put this back here. I think that's where I had it. The frames are in good shape. How about green? Let's see what this is. Okay, here's your winner, right here. So, John Van Zyl, 2000. It's signed, it's plate signed, it's pencil signed, it's numbered. The print number is 119 of 500, which is not as good as I'd like it, but I have to say it's not too bad. It's not like 499 of 500. So there's a 500 print run for this. It's a beautiful Fisherman. It's nice. I love this element too with the reel there. It is, of course, a mechanical print, but a nice one, and it is, of course, it's artist signed. I like the frame a lot. I think this little scar, this little imperfection could be fixed, and the ones on the top too could be fixed. I don't think that's that difficult. I don't think it requires much. I like the double matte. Look at the nice matte work. Double matte, that's very nice. I mean, if this is 15 bucks, this is $6.99. I thought that was going to be 15 bucks. $6.99, this definitely goes. This is a beautiful piece, and you can easily get $95 out of this. This is great. Real art, what I call real art. This is not. How do I know that? Well, this is the distinctive line here, right? Where the white starts and then the printing begins. The white ends and the printing begins. That's what we're looking at. It dates to about 2015. You can see it right here. So it's rather new in many sense. What is it, 7 years, 8 years? So you're looking here at that particular thing. So look for these kinds of things on the back, but it's pleasant. It's nice. It's a little bit oversized. It's not damaged anywhere. It looks like it's an original painting, but it's not. It's called an oleograph, right? So that's what you're looking at. I like the birds. I'm not big on birds, but to me, I don't know, birds are okay. But really what's happening in here is get in here for the frames. The frames are valuable. If the frames are in good shape. Oh. See the lace up there? A lot of people collect lace. I don't know if I can get to it. That's the real deal. Here's a real work of art. So see how it's painted all the way to the end? The black goes all the way to the stretcher. You see the color of the stretcher, and you see that these stretcher bars are artist stretcher bars. So that probably means there's a student who's painting this, right? They usually start them small. $2.99 is the Goodwill price. And if you were falling, that I would catch you. So it looks like this is a student work, but a nice piece. You know, I would say you probably could definitely get 25 bucks out of that. Okay. The lace has been cut. So if the lace were all together, what they did was they took pieces of lace and they made actually like a flower bouquet out of the image. I think people would like that. I think there's a lot of interest in that. Once the lace is cut, however, value goes down because the people who collect lace want the lace to be intact. So it's a contemporary piece, probably dates, well, it's not a contemporary piece. The lace pieces are rather newer, but that whole piece probably was made sometime in the 1990s. So that's a nice piece too. I like it, but I wish the lace was not cut. Found some great stuff in Mankato at the Goodwill. And you know what? I left them all there for you to find.